and I'll give you an example. In Lagos State, when they said don't cross the road,
yes,
and people were crossing the road, they were picking them. In another instance, all Fashola did was create this long barricade. So if you want to cross the road,
fly over it. Climb over. Exactly.
That is exactly what Martin did.
And I think that's what he did.
That is exactly
so that
what
place
he did.
now he's barricaded it.
Difficult for you.
Yes.
Even if you want to, go foul of the order, you feel like
nobody will even who will pack there and buy from you.
And that's why government now needs to be up and doing, because again, using the Lagos example, some of them started making O's, in the barbed wire and the likes. And I think government has to be up and doing, checking that place regularly, because some people would still want to find a way of circumventing, the whole thing.
Or your state is looking for revenue, internally generated revenue. Opportunity has opened up for it. Now, I saw a few things yesterday. In fact, there was a day I saw another one. People who want to beat the light. You see, sometimes you look at our people, and the person who did this is an educated person. He was still on red. And Imbolon where are you going?
Yeah.
I mean, with what we have there now, I think it is convenience for.
It's not used to it. Exactly, because I mean, they have their
would you have done that in
we
Lagos?
will start picking them up,
Would you have
and they
done
will
that
be
in
paying
Lagos?
50,000 naira into the coffers of
When
government.
people start to pay,
Would you have done that in Lagos?
You can't
see,
do that.
some of these things are simple. When we find a system that creates loopholes,
we will always
people would want to take advantage of it. I keep telling people, I grew up in Lagos and I know how Oshodi was. In the 80s.
Yes.
I tell people that I know how Pepple Street, for instance, in the Ikeja was. My grandmother had a house in the Podo, so I know how Pepple was. And then I know how Pepple is now. I know how Oshodi was when we were in primary school in the 80s. And I know how Oshodi is now. I know how one-way traffic was the norm.
Yes.
Even for a pastor. But then, someone was picked up around, I think during Fash last time, and the man was there and said, Plateau. And like she will, and I was like, oh,
exactly. You cannot exactly.
You get the point. Now, such a person will never try it again.
Exactly.
So, in other words, development can checkmate many of these things we call problems in our environment.
Of course.
That's what we're seeing now.
Yes.
That if government is responsive and responsible and provides the dividends of democracy, we can checkmate some of these problems.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
Like we did in Challenge.
Yes, and if your road is anything like this, then
yes, I think it should be replicated. I even heard something now, that Ibadan is fast becoming like Lagos. So I was thinking what you had there was a garage, for.
I know the taxis.
But now I hear it is a car park.
Oh, so you pay to park in the house?
Yes. So if you have come in to do something in challenge area, you don't need to park on the road.
So where are the taxis? That's the bit of it.
Their garage is being built, I think, opposite Zenith Bank there or something, which is very good. Which is very, very good.
Absolutely.
So we say kudos to the governor and his team.
Yes. And anyone that wants to go to the market, because I mean, if you go to any country, there are no markets around you. You have to plan your market.
Exactly.
So if you can't go to Scout Camp, well, if you're around this whole Ring Road, Molete, whatever axis, then I don't know.
Let the market, women know wherever they are. We will come and look for them.
If you see that you can't find them on the road, then you will definitely go to where they are.
Where they are. Exactly. Absolutely. So, because I know that oftentimes people often say, this government is wicked when they are trying to displace, people who are, doing business along the road at ITC. But for what they've done there, I'm glad that, people now find that they can't even trade there.
You know what I posted yesterday? I said, Ogmo ju agbára lọ. Ogmo lele itan lombi.
Absolutely.
And God will give you more of that.
All right,
to continue to give the dividends of democracy to your people.
Amen. And we want more of that, because there are still places in Ibadan that, is a bit of an eyesore. So we want more of that across. That will definitely be something that I'm sure it will be a legacy for his government. Definitely. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. It is straight from the dailies. When we come back, we've got more stories for you, so don't go away.
My bills easily, I'm running things like a boss. Collect a loan with no collateral. Vault is the answer. Vault is the way. Vault is the answer. From Polaris Bank.
Download Vault by Polaris Bank. That's VULTE. Visit the Google Play Store or Apple Store now. Volt is available to Polaris and non-Polaris Bank customers. Volt by Polaris Bank.
When you haven't used your SIM for quite a while, you start to worry. You start to calculate the last time you recharged, or the last time you got a call on that line, or a credit alert, or even just a flash. But thanks to Glow Always On, you can rest easy and never worry about any of that. Because with just 500 naira, you stay connected to the Glow network even if your SIM is inactive. Just dial *777# and select Always On to subscribe.
Glow Unlimited.
What do you need in a safeguard?
Children that like to play.
Them like to play.
Small pickings that must jolly oh.
Them like to play jolly oh.
But remember one thing, protect them with safeguard too. Protect them with safeguard. Protect them with safeguard too. From the teen and yama so the future go better.
Safeguard antibacterial soap. They come out every yama for body. It also they available for 50-gram size.
When malaria won't show power for your side, it gon' knock you down. I'm a dem salt gel. Me I can tell you no say, malaria medicine when no get bad taste or bitter taste for mouth, and it easy to swallow. Try, I correct game changer. I'm a dem salt gel.
Amatem soft gel. Now to treat malaria. If body not well after 3 days, see a doctor.
When we say we're committed to giving you more, here's what we mean. We mean going the extra mile to ensure you have the best customer experience. In fact, if you make an instant transfer and it fails, we will reverse it in 1 business day or refund 5 times the transaction fees. You get that? A reversal on failed instant transfers in 1 business day, or we will refund 5 times the transaction fees. Now, that's how committed we are to giving you more. Access, more than banking.
Auntie, ẹran yín rè o.
Ẹ ṣeun, ẹ bá mi fi ṣàkè àti àǹtí. Ikọ́ yìí ti ń pọ̀ jù o.
Rọra bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àǹtí, ó yẹ kẹ́yìn náà ti lọ ṣàyẹ̀wò kọ́ yìí.
Ẹ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ̀ yìí pé mi ò lè lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn lásìkò yìí. Wọ́n kàn dédé ní pé mo ní àìsàn COVID-19 ni.
Ikọ́ yàtọ̀ síra wọn o. Ó lè jẹ́ kó fẹ́ lẹ́ni.
Ẹ wo, òótọ́ ni o àǹtí. Ẹ jẹ́ wò ó, kẹ́ lè mọ̀ dájú.
Nítorí pé ẹni tí ò lọ kò lè mọ̀.
Ẹ yẹ ikọ́ yẹn wò fún ikọ́ ife.
Ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀rọ ká mọ ohun tí ń ṣe.
Tí o bá ní ikọ́ tó ti lo ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì láì kásẹ̀ nílẹ̀, ó lè jẹ́ ikọ́ ife o. Ọ̀fẹ́ láyẹ̀wò àti ìtọ́jú ikọ́ ife. Fún àlàyé ibi tí o ti lè ṣe àyẹ̀wò ikọ́ ife, pé nọ́mbà kan sí orílẹ̀ fún ìtọ́jú ikọ́ ife ní 0800225582. Ìkéde ìwá látọ̀dọ̀ ilé-iṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó ń mójútó ètò ìlera pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn àwọn ará ìlú Amẹ́ríkà.
Maybe your mom will do something and you tell her, Mommy, you don't know fear. You can't say that to your mother-in-law because you will get in trouble.
Women are the salt and spice of life. To keep the spice of life alive, Women Matters. Orobiri Season 2. It's here, bigger and better. Catch the show on this station every Thursday by 10 a.m. Let's talk all about women. Women Matters. If it matters to women, it matters to us. Proudly sponsored by FC Wamco, makers of 3 Crowns Milk.
Anytime malaria show, come Shalatemmo. Anytime malaria come, Shalatemmo. If malaria trouble you,
no let malaria come out action for your body. Nakam Shalatem will be brand of anti-malaria wey contain Artemether and lumefantrine. Shalatem na medicine from Shalina Healthcare Nigeria. Dem get Shalatem for every age group dem. Make you remember to always use Shalatem with food. If symptoms no change after 3 days, go see your doctor.
Try Ariel. Now your clothes will be cleaner than they've ever been. Ariel is worth it. Well, Ariel is worth it. One wash removes 99.9% germs and eliminates tough stains. Well, Ariel is worth it. Oh, yeah, protect your clothes and your family too. You know how much that's worth to you. Yeah. Ariel is worth it. Well, Ariel.
worry, ma. He'll be home on time, just like his dad.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma. I'm cooking their favorite jollof with Sonia tomato mix. They are here.
Hey, is that jollof ready?
See? Right on time.
Your loved ones will always rush home for tasty meals prepared with Sonia tomato mix.
Mommy, the jollof is yummy.
I wouldn't miss this jollof for anything.
It's so good eating together with a family.
Yes, ma. All thanks to Sonia.
Sonia tomato mix brings you together. Proudly Nigerian.
What do you need in a safeguard?
Children that like to play.
Them like to play.
Small pigs that must jolly.
Them like to jolly.
But remember one thing, protect them with safeguard too. Protect them with safeguard. Protect them with safeguard too. From the teen and yama so the future go better.
Safeguard antibacterial soap. They come out every yama for body. It also they available for 50-gram size.
Hey! Omo, make you no sleep on top bicycle. This better don't tie rapper for those of una whenever using an MTN SIM for over 15 days now. MTN don't charge. Come increase your welcome back of our woof to 12 times your recharge when you load 100 naira and above. Yes, so no be 1, no be 2, no be 3, no be 4, no be even 10 sef. Now 12 times your recharge, then go take credit and data knock your phone. This one means if you recharge 100 naira, MTN go summer you with 900 naira credit plus 300 naira data bonus. If you can't recharge 200 naira, now 1,800 naira credit go drop for your phone plus 600 naira data bonus. Just make sure so you use *161* recharge pin hash take recharge and enjoy your bonus for up to 30 days. Omo, this one don't pass welcome back. MTN can add Shaw Banker second term on top self. Hey, where that my MTN SIM? Let me self begin follow enjoy better too.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Àti kékeré lọmọ mi ti ní ìran láti di ìlú mọ̀ká. Ojúṣe mi sì ni láti ràn lọ́wọ́ kí ìran rẹ̀ wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Ìdí nìyí tí ó di àjẹsára rẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ dúró digbí kó lè gbé àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ títí tẹ́sẹ̀ rẹ̀ yóò fi múlẹ̀.
Ìràwọ̀ òṣèré wa tó kàn ní Oníjó Ballerino.
Mo fún ọmọ mi ní Vita lójoojúmọ́ tó ní iron, zinc àti vitamin C tó sì ran odi àjẹsára rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ tó tún fún un ní okun láti mú kí ìran rẹ̀ wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Vita, okun láti ní ìran.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
What do you need in a safeguard?
Children that like to play.
Them like to play.
Small pigs that must jolly.
Them like to jolly.
But remember one thing, protect them with safeguard too. Protect them with safeguard. Protect them with safeguard too. From the teen and yama so the future go better.
Safeguard antibacterial soap. They come out every yama for body. It also they available for 50-gram size.
Enter the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting they cause all the shine. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight up curly. You know they tango. Lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. You wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
Welcome back to Straight from the Dailies on Splash 105.5 FM. Thank you for sharing Thank you. And if you're just joining us, make sure to share what you're watching live on Facebook to your community as well. I see people are reacting to our conversation about what's happening in Oyo State in Challenge and Iworo. Specifically, Aziz Ridwan says the people's governor did the same at Iworo Road under the bridge. To me, this can create jobs for our youth living in Ring Road, Felele and Challenge. All they need is to run an errand service for people that find it difficult to go to scout camp. Fasasi Abdul Kadir said, I love what he did under the bridge in Iworo Road. No noise, and he subtly achieved the desired goal. Kudos to GSM. I mean, people will give kudos when you do a good job. I mean, it just really is just common sense. If you do a good job, people will give you kudos. And we're talking about how a lot of people have now gone back to scout camp that had become deserted.
Exactly.
You know, and I think some upgrade, the governor needs to do some upgrade to scout camp as well. And it needs to be done with a lot of sense, you know, whereby, so nobody feels cheated for being at the back. We've talked about how distribute all of the traders in a way that if I'm going to the market, I will go around.
Exactly.
I must go around. Exactly. So nobody feels like nobody's coming to my end. You know, they're only going to the...
We can even talk of what I would think rotational apportioning. If you are the one who is at the entrance today, to next week, okay, your location changes. With that, the market traders will all have
exactly.
Well,
I think so too. No. I just put meet people here, put meet people together, put pepper people together.
You know, I think what they can do is this: ensure that there is even distribution of all of these, traders and their wares round and about the market. So if you can buy vegetables here in the front, you should be able to buy vegetables when you get inside the market, or we do it this way, that for vegetables, this is the section for vegetables.
Exactly.
For beef, pepper, this is your own section. So that there is no way you are not going to go around the whole market. But I think government can do that in collaboration with the leaders of the market.
Now, why I made that suggestion, and I'll give the example of our main market, style. I know that what they have in our, for instance, in the main market beside the palace, is that you have all of them together in the place, but you are not sure. Now, it's based on, allocation. Now, for this month, it could be here. All of you are together, but then some may be at the rear and some at the front, so that some people will not feel cheated. That those are the front, because again, don't forget that going into the market is all about ease. You are thinking of those at the front who first catch your attention. It is when you are not able to argue price or that you think of going to the people at the back. So in that way, everyone will feel that yes.
I think we should also talk to ourselves. You see, why do we have the beggars increasing on our roads? It is because of you who is listening now, giving them money on the road.
Absolutely.
If you stop giving them money on the road, then you will see a change. They will all go back in there.
Barrister.
The same thing. No, the same thing applies. Just a minute. The same thing applies to these illegal markets.
Yes,
we are the ones who make them stay there. But if we say no, we will not buy by the roadside. I would rather go to the market. Then we'll be doing ourselves a world of good.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I think even with the beggars as well, I know people will say, the whole sentiment. But I mean, in a developed place, these are government's children. So, and government will even tell you, don't give them because they have some. But obviously, in our own country,
government
that is not happening. Exactly. Government is own.
Those days we used to talk about Omojoba. Now government has its own different Omojoba.
So even and sometimes that's why when the rumors of if you give a beggar, you're using your common sense to do ritual. That I think that's a propagandist whatever to sort of dissuade people from giving them, and sometimes even affects me where I'm like, I'd rather not give you. Let me go to some charity home, some vulnerable home, and I'd rather give them where they're organized, as opposed to giving people randomly
on the road.
Because we hear all sorts of stories. All right, back to this Oyo State, because I think I love that we're talking about about home here, because yes, we like that we're talking about all of these great things. And don't forget, if you're watching me live on Facebook, share this video. I mean, if you're in Oyo State, especially if you come from here, we're talking about issues concerning here. Now, in the papers this morning, there's actually something about the debt profile of Oyo State. We're talking about how, yes, I mean, the past administration did a lot of big things, good things as well. But then a lot of people now start poking holes at, okay, but you did this, but you spent more than you ought to have on this thing. So is this something that we cannot accuse this administration of year. Let me read this story. It says Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State has faulted insinuations that he embarked on a borrowing spree to fund projects, stating that his administration met nothing in the state coffers. According to Governor Makinde, he not only met nothing, but inherited the $200 million Ibadan urban flood management project. However, he noted that the state has succeeded in increasing the internally generated revenue to 2 billion naira monthly without increasing the tax burden, and that the IGR can get to 4.3 billion naira. The governor stated this in an interview with Vanguard while responding to questions about borrowing money and funding projects. According to Makinde, the insinuation of a borrowing spree is not correct. Our government took 24 billion naira because when we came in, it was almost like we did not meet anything in the treasury. And what was coming in from the Federation account could not even cover the salary bills. Well, you definitely must have seen the release from the debt management office as DMO at this stage. I think Oyo State is probably owing about 90 billion and about $200 million. So it's good that we're celebrating all of these things, but are we going to be left with debts? Because governors come and go, but
I will let Plato take.
Okay,
because he was saying something
about that. Yes.
Well, the thing is, I think it's become a norm for governors to always say we didn't meet anything in the coffers, but we know that's a lie from the pit of hell. Okay. However, is there anything wrong in a government borrowing? No. And I've always said that you don't. There are certain projects you need to borrow at times to fund infrastructure. However, the question will be, what are you funding? What kind of infrastructure? Is it an infrastructure that is going to be money yielding? That's one. Two is that, are there areas that you could have tapped from that you're not tapping from in raising and increasing your IGR? And then that's where I have problems with this government. I remembered, Ronnie remembered when this administration came on board in 2019, we had an interview or a phone call interview, and I said that this administration needs to look at the transport sector. It amazes me that what we get from road taxes in Oyo State is just about 300 million in a quarter, and then you want to ask yourself, how can Oyo State be raising 300 million naira in view of what is collected? So it means that some private purses are being oiled, some private purses are being greased. Now, that is fleecing the state.
Okay, if I may come in there, I want to think that perhaps it is because of the disorganized nature, of that sector, that probably creating such loopholes. I am just suggesting, but let's look at what Makinde appears to be doing now. He appears now to be trying to cage, these people by building garages. When those garages are fully functional, I want to believe that what we are getting from that
Barrister, it is still the same individuals that would be issuing, that would be the ticketers.
Oh yes,
at the garages. And
so
even
what
at the moment, at the moment we have an already programmed receipt. In fact, I know that there was a time when they were going around and picking those who were selling fake receipts, and they still have the mystery, the mystery buyers.
The government has the instruments.
So the question is, how then is it possible?
Because
that's where the state you are making just that pittance.
That sector should be giving enough money to the state. Really,
that pittance.
I do agree with you, Plato.
So is it as a result of them not paying attention to the sector?
Private purses are being oiled. Some private purses are being oiled. It's a fact. And you see, the government needs to come to terms with that. Enough of all this, what I call transactionary government.
Right.
Transactional government where, you have worked for us. It's a time for you to also to eat. Now, and I've always given this proposition that while we may not say this is Nigeria, we need to come to realities. We may not say that we can do away with transactional government in its entirety, but then it should not be at the expense of the state. Nothing stops Oyo State from generating nothing less than $1 billion.
So what are they afraid of? What's so scary about this? What are they afraid of?
Well, they need brigandage. They need not brigandage because they need it. They need the boys. Who are the boys that will go to Osogbo to go and cause crisis during PDP? What's it called? Rallies. This is what it has always been.
I just hope the face of politics politics can change in this country. You know, I was on an interview program on Lagelu FM some time ago when one of the high officials of NURTW was also a guest alongside myself, and I asked him, "Look, why is it that NURTW is, always mentioned when it is violence, when it is trouble, when it is killing and all the rest of the stuff? But we know something. Obafemi Awolowo was a member of that body, and he rose to be the Prime Minister of the Western region, a man whose name can never ever die. Then what is now wrong with the ones who are there now, that they have turned themselves into instruments of oppression?
And it seems like they're untouchable when it comes to...
Sure, you understand. I think they should up their game. The road transport workers should see themselves just like any of the other unions. They should not be the ones...
The same union that is forcing other unions into it. I remember that thing some years ago when Akomoran was forced. Because now you see, when you even have proliferation of unions, it makes it easier for government to, and I think that's what this government should encourage. Encourage this proliferation. There's Akomoran. Let them be independent of NURTW. Okay. There's Ritian. So if you have all these people and they have their members, now there is no reason why a Micra driver should not have an ID card. Which identifies him as a member of this. A lot of them are just paying some of these, and so it becomes difficult to track a lot of these things. If we have this, and I know that, okay, I can decide that I will only pay dues to the union I am a member of. It cuts down on all this brigandage and the money. Unless, Barrister, let me also say this: politicians also request money
from them.
Yes. And I said this on strong authority. Politicians will sit down. Some commissioners will sit down in their offices and call, Chairman, I need so amount.
And they'll bring the Ghana.
So what we are saying now is that there should be more effective control of that sector by government. Isn't it?
Exactly.
That's the agreement.
Absolutely, because all of that money that's just
wasting away.
This city could
you
be.
You can imagine telling you that the state chairman or president of NURTW is worth about 20 billion naira and so on and so on.
Maybe you need to attend one of their functions for you to understand. Now, I have a secondary school mate who is a member of NURTW, and when he joined NURTW, a lot of us were thinking ahead. Young man, you have an HND. So why would you? And then I had this conversation, and then he told me, he said,
I don't know. Exactly.
But then he showed me some things, and then it now yelled me.
Right. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. I see our people are trying to. Thank you so much for all of those who are sharing on Facebook. Thank you, Fasasi Abdulkadir Biodu. We can tell when you share because it says there that you're a sharer. So we applaud you. And I've just pinned your message. He says we can generate an average of 20 million naira daily from the transport sector if the governor is serious about it. And he says I've been writing proposal for this since Akala's era. I mean, people like this should be given an audience and see what they have. Olabode says Omitutu, not by noise but passion to chart lives. USM needs to equally work on lawbreakers on our roads. Absolutely. All right, we've got somebody here. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, this is Ayeko calling from Mula.
Great to have you here. Go ahead.
Yes. When we are talking about transparency, accountability, and probity in governance, Governor Makinde is not to look out for. If this government came into office, for the first time in this of Oyo State, Governor Makinde has told people of Oyo State 2 times that the IGR in Oyo State is enough for us to run the government. It has never happened in this way. We need to appreciate it. May God bless Oyo State.
Thank you very much, Ayeko.
IGR is enough to run government.
Exactly. Okay. All right, let's...
Don't mind Ayeko. Baba here is a politician.
IGR of how much is enough to run government?
The calls coming through.